Hey everybody, welcome to the Blue Collar Beer Gentleman. I'm Topher. I started this channel because I'm a fan of craft beers, but I'm also on a limited budget and I wanted to demonstrate it was possible to enjoy good quality beers without having to break the bank. Therefore, I'm always looking for the best deal on beers, and I'm thinking I found a pretty good one today. I paid $2.75 for a 12-ounce can of Boneyard Beer's Diablo Rojo Red Ale. This can, as I said, I paid $2.75 for it. I picked it up at the Hoppy Brewer located at 328 North Main in downtown Gresham, Oregon. Seemed to be a pretty good place. I've had a few beers from there. Seem to be pretty happy with it. I will be going back there, that's for sure. This beer, as I said, is from Boneyard. Boneyard is a Oregon brewer. They are out of Bend, Oregon. They are an independent brewer, as I will show you here on the symbol on the can. I'm hoping that Nancy's going to be able to put that up. I don't know how well that's going to come out, so I'm going to show it to you real quickly just in case you cannot see it and you are unfamiliar with it. I want you to know that when you see this on a can, you know that you're definitely drinking a craft beer. Just because it's not on the can doesn't mean you're not drinking a craft beer, but you can always feel safe that you're drinking a good, genuine, regional craft beer or a micro beer when you see that on there. This beer is explained as, let it be known, a strikingly deep amber in color. Diablo Rojo beckons for both the hop lover and the non-hop lover. This award-winning medium-bodied ale is well-balanced and sure to satisfy your deepest desires. Has a 5.5 ABV. Typically, American Reds come in between 4.5 and 6.2. Has 30 IBUs. Typically, they come in between 25 and 40. Among the reviewing community, 5 of my friends have given this a 3.8 cumulatively on Untappd. 14,000 of us have given it a cumulative score of 3.70. Beer Advocate has had 149 rankings with a cumulative score of 84, which on their ranking is good, and an average score of 3.76. And I'm going to wait for the airplane to pass. Sorry guys, I live close to PDX, that's what happens. So, as I said, this is an American Red. Now, the reason I've been sort of smirking throughout this whole thing is I'm a fan of red ales. I've really gotten into brown ales over these past few years. I'm really enjoying brown ales more and more as time goes by. Red ales sort of spring from brown ales. American Amber is, to me, it's an entirely different thing. Well, not entirely, but it's a different thing than red ale. But unfortunately, here in the U.S., amber and red sort of get interchanged. Even this says a strikingly deep amber in color, and it still says red ale on the can. So, yeah, I'm not going to bore you with all the details. I am going to put a link to a really good description of the distinction between amber and red ales in the. I'll put the link to the article that I came across down in the text of this video. So, I'm going to go ahead and crack open this beer. I don't see any reason to keep you up in my flap. And I'm going to be using my Teku glass. As I've said before, don't have access to all my beer glasses. I'm going to be using my Teku. And I can already see that this is actually pouring very much like an amber ale. I would really call this, at least in color anyway, more of an amber ale than a red ale. Going to describe that as probably medium-low carbonation. There is definitely carbonation there. It is, but it's not crazy. It's tiny little bubbles, and they're working their way through. The head seems to be fairly resilient. Let's give this a quick beard wipe, see what I encounter. A lot of malt. Red ales are known for being, and ambers, both are known for being very malty. And so another reason that the distinction between amber and red is important to me is that amber is actually the very first variety that I ever learned how to judge. When I first was learning how to judge beers, it was the amber ale category into which I was thrust by my good my good friend John, former brewer at Joseph James Brewing. Unfortunately, Joseph James Brewing has since shuttered, but John moved on to another brewery in Wisconsin, and I wish him well. But anyway, as he was teaching me beers, the first one that I judged was amber. And so I have a soft spot for amber, but I don't like the blur that's happening between amber and red. But anyway, let's get to drinking. I'm going to step off my soapbox now. Okay, I'm going to describe that as a actually low mouthfeel. There's really no spikiness to that. Not really an alcohol burn either with the 5.5 ABV. That's not altogether surprising. Actually, as it weighs on my tongue a little bit more, I'm starting to get just the slightest little bit of alcohol burn. We got some pretty decent lacing here, I'm noticing. The flavor itself, well, that red malt is definitely coming through. And it's a red ale in respect to the fact that the red malt is more strong than amber ales. A lot of times have that more biscuity. This is not quite so biscuity. It's more the malty, and so this is definitely this is more of a red ale, a traditional red, as opposed to American amber. Just the slightest bit of fruitiness. A little sweet, but very tempered sweet. Not an overly sweet beer. Rich in flavor, crisp, almost as crisp as a Pilsner. Not quite that crisp, but very low bubble concentration, carbonation. Yeah. All in all, this is actually a very good. This is a very good red ale, and I'm going to be drinking more beers from Boneyard Brewing, that's for sure, now that I'm up here in Oregon and they're very close by. So I'm gonna see, let's see, I think because this is very true to form, it's true to form and it's good. The beer itself, I'm gonna go ahead and give the beer itself a 4.0 before arriving in a can. It's gonna get that extra 0.25, so it's gonna get an overall score of 4.25 from me. And yeah, as I said, I'll be checking out more beers from Boneyard Brewing. Well, guys, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, drink good beer and don't break the bank doing it. Cheers!